All right, here we go. First things first. Shout out to Lightning King Returns. That was the first thing first, the droid sound effect. Warner Bros. Plans to move away from AAA games and focus on live service games. Turn the beat down a little bit. Let's see. In a recent Morgan Stanley speaking event, yo, shout out to Dell with the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Warner Bros. Said that they're going forward, its strategy would be to focus on more live service mobile games and free-to-play games. Warner Bros. Discovery's gaming boss JB Perrette said on the company's future strategy, "We're doubling down on games as an area where we think there's a lot more growth opportunity." Translation, we're prioritizing making $1. Fuck your fun, nigga. Shout out to Dell's. Shout out to Dell 6 with the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate you. We're doubling down. Bro, watching your stuff's been helping me since the end of the year. Stay up. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Goat is here. We're doubling down on the games as an area where we think a lot more growth is opportunity, and we can tap into it with the IP that we have, some of the capabilities we have in the studio, and we're uniquely positioned as both a publisher and a developer of the games. They're trying to maximize that dollar. Rather than launching a one-and-done console game, rather than launching a high-quality single-player adventure that people are going to love for... Shout out to Seagoat with the sub. Rather than launching a high-quality single-player adventure that people are going to love for years to come, they asked themselves, how do we develop a game around, for example, a Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter that is a live service game where people can live and work and build and play in that world on an ongoing basis, he continued. Translation. So for those unaware, Hogwarts Legacy was pretty mid in my opinion. The second half of that game was boring, but it was the best-selling game of 2023 for those of you unaware. It didn't win any awards, but the Harry Potter community showed up despite all those protests. It was the best-selling game of 2023, and WB published that game. So they're taking a step back and they're looking and they're saying, damn, we made all this money, but the problem is this is not a subscription service. Selling millions, I think it sold 23 million copies. Selling 23 million copies at $70 a pop is not enough. That's not enough. We need to find a way to keep charging people. Shout out to Sensei Sub with the sub. I appreciate you. Sensei Shogun, my bad, with the sub. I appreciate you. So what this quote is telling me is we're looking for ways that we can fuck up our totally fine single player adventures and shoehorn mechanics and bullshit in there so we can make more money off of you guys, okay? Like, imagine a world where Hogwarts Legacy had some random fort building mechanic that you can play co-op with your friends, and we charge you for the blocks. We charge you for the Legos. We charge you for the clothes. That's what this shit is saying. Red flags everywhere? The move does come somewhat of a surprise considering Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy was 2023's best-selling title, which is the first time a game has dethroned Call of Duty or Rockstar's game in over 15 years. By the end of 2023, Hogwarts Legacy achieved a sales milestone of 22 million copies. So I was wrong, I was a million off, but this company sold 22 million copies in one year. Just to put that in perspective, I want you guys to understand most games do not sell 10 million copies. Most games don't even sell 5 million. I think Spider-Man 2 is, last I checked, was at like 5 million. You PlayStation niggas is fraud. Y'all don't really be buying games. Y'all be in Twitter spaces. Y'all don't really be buying games like you think you say you do. This game sold 22 million copies, and they said, like, what's the number on like, what's the number on that, bro? Gotta pull the fucking calculator out. God damn. Fucking 22,000,000 times 70. No, we can't do 70 because there's taxes. Taxes are different depending on the state. So we'll say 71. We'll say 71. Almost 1.5 billion. Almost $1.6 billion was made off of Hogwarts Legacy. And these in 1 year, by the way. Keep in mind, this game will continue to sell. Obviously, sales will slow down as time goes on. But for the next at least 3 years, it's going to have decent sales, especially if there are sales going on the PlayStation, the Xbox, and Steam. People are going to pick it up because there were people who didn't buy it for $70. They might get it for $20. They might get it for $40. So this game will continue to sell. These niggas said this is going to easily make at least 1.5. It's going to make at least $2 billion. They said it wasn't enough. They said it wasn't enough. We need to nickel and dime these niggas, bruh. And then people wonder why people hate these companies. I'm not gonna lie, this news is fucking disgusting and it's concerning. It's disgusting because WB's got other games coming out, man. Don't be surprised if things are shoehorned into the game that ruins it. And to make matters worse, you know what else was interesting? Remember I said it last week on stream. There was an article that came out. Let me take a sip of this giant. No, I'm not excited for building a wizard base. There was an article that came out. Yo, shout out to Lucy Club Studio with the sub. I appreciate you. There was an article that came out last week. A connoisseur was at McDonald's and they caught, I guess, some employees bringing back. They were bringing boxes of Multiversus like toys into the back of McDonald's, and they managed to get a picture of it. So the rumor became, oh, if McDonald's is gearing up to do a promotion for Multiversus, clearly the game is coming back soon. That was like a week ago. We get the news that Warner Bros. Has announced they want to nickel and dime us for live service games. And then this morning, Multiversus tweets, tap mic, testing, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you're a dumbass, what this tweet means is those leaked images at McDonald's of the promotion coming. It's true. I don't know when, but this game is coming back soon. They said they were taking a year off. And then keep in mind, Multiversus is published by WB. This is a character full of WB. This is a game full of WB characters. Don't be surprised if they nickel and dime the fuck out of you in this game. Don't be surprised if it's because like there's no coincidence that this article, this news comes out in the same exact day. Multiversus announced the servers are coming back on pretty soon. Don't be surprised if a Bugs Bunny skin costs $50. That's all I'm saying. Which sucks because, like I said, I liked Multiversus. I was waiting to see what they do when they come back in terms of content. And would they clean up that netcode? Because I enjoyed playing Ryan Dog. And Superman was a lot of fun too. It was a lot of fun to play with the boys. But now this has me worried that they're about to nickel in. We're about to go from, because one of the biggest complaints about Multiversus was there was a lack of content. There's the potential that we're going to go from there was a lack of content to now there's an abundance of content, but you can't afford none of it. I better see the Boondocks DLC for pay. The Boondocks. Is that under WB? I don't know. Keep your eye on this, man. I was trying to raid you, but then it said I couldn't because of your target settings. Yeah, I have raid settings set off to where people can't raid me unless you give me 2 viewers. Because a lot of times people raid with 1 viewer. And my thing is, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but if you raid me with 1 viewer, that's you. Like, you're already in the stream, Ronin. Like, it doesn't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to have at least 2 viewers in order to raid me. It's to stop the spam. Anyways, Rise of Ronin. It's supposed to be almost 100 gigabytes at launch. So if you plan to pick this up on your PS5, if you got a lot of games on your PS5, you better clear some space because this is going to eat up a lot of hard drive space. Just be aware. If the game comes out March 22nd, just be aware it is going to eat up some hard drive space. That's just like a quick bit. Oh, my Dragon's Dogma 2 video just dropped like 5 minutes ago. Hold on. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. What did I tell you? I be trying to put y'all. What did I tell you? Dragon's Dogma 2 video, Dragon's Dogma 2. I told you Tuesday there's going to be there's going to be more videos that drop too, pretty much.
Baldur's Gate 3. Dragon's Dogma.
Here, I'm gonna go like the video. Oh, you know what? We could talk about it. We could talk about it. Go like the... I want y'all to watch the video. Let me pin that. Unable to pin. Why can I not pin it? What the fuck? I can't pin my message. Bro, what the fuck is the issue? Let me try it again. Go like the video. There we go. Okay, now it's letting me pin until I manually unpin it. All right, yeah, now I can talk about it because the embargo's up. I've been holding this in for like a week. Draw. The thumbnails really stand out in the sub box. I appreciate it. Just know this thumbnail's straight cap. I needed something to get people to catch their attention, but yeah, I thought this was a pretty good thumbnail and like a title. Dragon's Dogma 2 gave me early access, and it's better than Elden Ring. This cap, it's... Anyways, yo, shout out to Kilo with the sub. I can talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it just a little bit because I want y'all to watch the video. Shit's fire. Like I said, I played Dragon's Dogma 2 a little bit back in like 2012, but like I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I just remember I liked it. When I went to go play this shit, I was like, fuck. Rise of Ronin and this game comes out the same day. This shit is fire. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. And one thing that like stood out to me, like when I played the game, is and I say it in the video, I understood the quote that the director said when he said he didn't like fast travel in games. He said if you have to put fast travel in your game, it's boring. I still disagree with that quote, but I understand where he's coming from because his game isn't boring. This is another big ass open world RPG, but there is a lot of shit to do. You are constantly running into cool fights and NPCs and stuff like that. Fire. Go watch the video. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's 15 minutes. I have a lot of things to say about it. Like this was a very easy video to write because like I enjoyed the game. You said more games to add to my list. Like this is great to hear. It was fire. Imagine getting invited to a Diddy party. We're talking about Dragon's Dogma 2. Let's keep the conversation there. So yeah, I would appreciate if y'all go hit the like button. You can watch it later, save it as a tab or something like that. But yeah, help that one go viral. I was able to get that one done early. What else we talking about? Rise of Ronin. Got rid of that. Got rid of that. What is this about? Oh, this is funny. I fucking love when the world proves me right. If you were in the stream yesterday, what the fuck did I say yesterday? Niggas was coming in the chat. Yo, they took down Yuza. They took it down. We're not going to be able to play Tears of the Kingdom in 4K anymore. I said the internet is forever. As long as someone has a file, someone's going to re-upload it to some encrypted website or some web. Like Nintendo can't stop it. At least like the community sharing the shit. It's on people's computers. Nintendo cannot go to every individual computer and see who has the shit downloaded. So whoever has it downloaded can re-upload the exe file. The shit's not going anywhere. The very next day, 2 new programs called... Okay, so the one that got taken down yesterday was called Yusu. The new programs are called Nusu and Suyu. This is a giant fuck you to Nintendo. And if I had to take a wild guess, I'm willing to bet it's the same exact file as this one. People just renamed it to say fuck you, Nintendo. This shit is not going nowhere. So if you want to play the best version of Tears of the Kingdom or any Nintendo Switch game, you could still play it on PC. It is not an issue. Nintendo needs to be more worried about putting out new IPs because I feel like we don't talk about it enough, but that Switch is looking a little dry. What's coming out this year? Peach's Adventure? Like, I don't know. Been a long time viewer on YouTube, first time in the stream. Hey, welcome to the stream, Kilo. I see you. Welcome to the stream. Peach's Adventure, which I mean, it looks all right. I'm not like gung-ho about the game. Mario versus Donkey Kong. That's an old Game Boy game that came out when I was a kid in the 90s, bro. Mario Wonder, that came out last year. We talking about what's coming out this year. Man, I haven't played my Switch since Zelda. And not everybody likes the 2D Marios. Most people, when they talk about Mario, they're talking, and I'm not gonna lie, when I talk about Mario, I liked Mario Wonder. But when I say Mario, I'm talking about the mainline 3D. That's what people are waiting for. We're waiting for Super Mario Odyssey 2, Super Sunshine 2, or a new 3D Mario. But like the 2D Mario is more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? An acquired taste. It's more of a niche thing. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, that's an acquired taste. That's very niche. Like, they need something that's like that appeals to everybody. You say, yeah, we need another Sunshine, bro. I'm trying to clean up the environment and shit. That game was ahead of his time, man. He had us cleaning up the environment. So yeah, if you want to download it allegedly, you can. I'm not going to link you where, but you know, it is a thing. I thought this was pretty cool. This was a rumor. What is this shit, Ronin? Let's say that in a second. This is a rumor that appeared on the Gaming Leaks and Rumor on Reddit. Apparently, Virtual Fighter 6 is in the works, and it'll be a reboot. But apparently Soul Calibur 5's director is involved with the project. That's the, if this is true, that kind of, I'm not gonna lie. The best Soul Calibur is Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 1's up there. I liked 4, but 5 and 6, I don't know, man. So I don't know about this one. I mean, I hope this isn't true. And it's been in development since 2021, apparently. So I would imagine this would be coming out soon. This is cool. I feel like it's been a really long time since we had a Virtual Fighter. I know Virtual Fighter is not the most popular fighting game right now, but I feel like fighting games are having a renaissance. So that and Soul Calibur. This is a perfect time to come back. Also, I'm gonna always show love to Virtual Fighter, because for all the youngins in the chat, if there was no Virtual Fighter, there would be no Tekken. The original Tekken was a straight up ripoff of Virtual Fighter, and this is not me talking shit. This is what the developers said themselves. And if you go back and look at the footage, it played exactly like Virtual Fighter. Yo, shout out to Tevin with the sub. I appreciate it. Even Tekken 2. Tekken did not become Tekken until Tekken 3. That was the one that like really defined the series with the air juggles and the story and shit like that. But like Tekken 1 and 2 was Virtual Fighter. So it is, if not the most influential fighting game, but it's kind of been forgotten to time. It's the most influential 3D fighting game, at least. I think the most influential fighting game is Street Fighter. But in terms of 3D, it's low-key the most influential fighting game. So like, you know, I like to see it. I like to see the OGs come back. Virtual Fighter is a good arcade game in the Yakuza Judgment series. You can play it. Really? Tekken 3 was my first Tekken. I feel like that was a lot of people's first Tekken. Tekken 2 was my first one. But yeah, Tekken 3 changed the formula a lot. That's where it modernized. But yeah, I hope this rumor is true. I hope it's true. I welcome it. Bring back. It's time for Killer Instinct 2. I love Killer Instinct. I feel like that's an underrated fighting game. In the Ultra. Bring back Killer Instinct. Bring back Soul Calibur. Bring back Virtual Fighter. You know, I was watching Injustice 3. We can get it. Yeah, bring back Injustice. I was watching a documentary the other night, like 2 nights ago, on Soul Calibur, and it made me realize why I have so much trouble with Tekken, right? I was unaware that Soul Calibur, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, shout out to Graffiti Gaming with the sub, appreciate it. So like Soul Calibur is my personal favorite fighting game, with Street Fighter being number 2. I would say Tekken's probably 3rd. Never been a Mortal Kombat fan. I'd put Injustice above Mortal Kombat. I know, controversial, but I like superheroes. Anyways, I realized the reason I have trouble with Tekken is the sidestepping in Tekken is completely different than Soul Calibur. In terms of 3D fighters, my most experience is playing Soul Calibur. And I was unaware that Soul Calibur operates on an 8-axis plane versus Tekken has the traditional 3D plane where like you kind of just, basically the way you move in Soul Calibur, you have full controlled arena. So the side steps are they're much deeper, if that makes sense. Versus in Tekken, like you have to time it like perfectly. So like sidestepping in Soul Calibur is much better. I was like, that made me realize like that's why I like the game. Like when you sidestep a nigga in Soul Calibur, you can piece them up. But in Tekken, like you get punished half the time because there's so much fucking tracking, bro. Yeah, the 8-way run mechanic. I didn't know that was a thing. Because back then when I was playing Soul Calibur, I was much younger. I was just kind of playing the game for what it is. But then when I was watching the gameplay and then listening to the dude explain it, I was like, yeah, that's what's different compared to Tekken. Yo, shout out to Tube Titan with the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, you had to have specific moves and strings in Tekken. Damn, that makes sense. It's just the way it flowed better to me, man. I hope they bring back fucking Soul Calibur, but the series just never sold well. Then they did that dumbass free-to-play game. I don't know why. What you send me, Ronin? PS4 Pro is likely out later in 2022. I'm so tired of hearing about this thing. Can you just put it out? We know it's coming. Like, Sony is likely to release a PlayStation 5 Pro in 2024. Analysts told CNBC. This souped-up refresh will be designed to boost the interest in PS5 after Sony admitted it expected the console sales pace on the console to start falling from the next fiscal year, which begins April 2024. It would also launch ahead of the release of the Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2025, which is expected to significantly boost console game sales. Sony is yet to comment. LOL, the Pro is going to be underwhelming, but I'll still buy it. Yeah, I'll probably still buy it it's more so I just like to have the best like tech for the most part, except for my PC, but shut up. PCs are a little more expensive. Sony has form when it comes to releasing yeah, we know, you just yapping. There seems to be a broad consensus in the game industry that, what up, Seven, that Sony is indeed preparing a launch of a PS5 Pro in the second half of 2024. And Sony will make sure to have a great piece of hardware ready when GTA 6 hits in 2025, a launch that will be shot in the arm for the entire gaming industry. Interesting. Soul Calibur with their platform-specific characters was fire. Oh yeah, that was always my favorite part too. One of my favorite things, like who was going to be like the guest character. I remember they had Ezio in 5, Yoda and Vader in 4. Who was in 3? I don't remember. I remember the PSP version had Kratos. 2 had Link. That's why that was my favorite one. Oh shit, this video. Oh, no, man, that's my other channel. Link was in 2. Yeah, that was my favorite one. Can we get new IPs for the PS5 Pro? I feel that, dog. Can we get a new game or something, dude? Oh shit. I love Kratos and Soul Calibur. I never played the PSP version though. Yeah, Geralt 6. Yeah, when I was watching the documentary of Soul Calibur 6, the Soul Calibur, he went through all the different games and broke down like the different things about him. And then he got to 6. And I was sitting there watching the footage. I was like, there was a 6 Soul Calibur? And I'm like, did I play that? And then I remembered I did because Geralt was in it. I remember me and Nomad streamed that shit, but it died pretty quickly. Hey, Foam Stars is new. Y'all Caposaurus Rex on that game. Y'all didn't play that shit. What vid was that? Let me see. Soul Calibur documentary. Was it? Oh yeah, it was this one. The Rise and Fall of Soul Calibur. Swift D is his name. It's a really good video. It's 47 minutes. Had it on in the background while I was cleaning the house. Let me see if I can see find some gameplay. Yeah, like you see just how the camera moves. Like the flow on the side steps is different in this shit. Soul Calibur 6 was heat. Yeah, it just died off really quickly. But yeah, I feel like the movement in this game was just top tier. Also, the customization was always better than Tekken. But I know Tekken is like Bandai's big game. I loved Keelik in Soul Calibur 6. Ugh. Mods, ban all Keelik players, bro. I hate Keelik players. Gotham Knights developer is working on a AAA action-adventure game based on a popular franchise. There's a job description out there giving things away. Gotham Knights developer WB Montreal is working on a new AAA action-adventure game based on a popular franchise. A job listing for the position of creative director at WB Games Montreal suggests that the Gotham Knights developer has begun working on a new AAA action-adventure game based on a popular franchise. Yo, shout out to Easy with the sub. The listing states that the new recruit will play an essential role in establishing and executing the vision of a popular franchise in the interactive AAA space. Can I just say, the internet is funny, man. We live in such a what have you done for me now society. People tend to forget very quickly what good you've done for them. WB Montreal made Arkham. They made Arkham Origins, which in my opinion was a good game. It had some of the best boss fights in the Arkham series. They made Arkham Origins and they made Gotham Knights. Therefore, they have a 50% batting average, which is not bad. It's not bad. They have a 50% shooting average, right? But you read any articles now and everybody refers to them as the Gotham Knights developer. That's why you gotta be careful, bro. Motherfuckers just be hate. I'm like, to me, I will give WB Montreal the benefit of the doubt. They haven't put out enough bullshit to where I'm just gonna dismiss them. If they say they are working on a new game, if there's a new job description, we're gonna keep our eye on it and we're gonna hope for the best. But at this point, I'm not going to shit on it just because it's WB Montreal. You have to have a track record of bullshit for me to just shit on and like not explain. Never played Origins as a canon to the original trilogy. Yeah, it's like his early years. Like, they're going to get the benefit. Now, that being said, this next game that they're working on that they put out, if it's ass, then we can put them in that category. They've got more duds than hits. But right now, they're 50-50. This could go either way. We'll see. We'll keep our eye on it. But just know, it seems like there's job listings out there, and they're looking for some people. Also, if you're looking for a job, they're hiring. They still came out with the Gotham Knights TV show. No, they canceled that shit before it even came out. The Gotham Knights TV show, that might be the first TV show I've ever seen where they put out a trailer on YouTube and it got such bad feedback that they canceled the show afterward. They go, no, man. All them episodes they ordered, they was like, nah, bro. Almost none of these developers are the OG people, though. He said it's a shell of themselves. A lot of people left. I wasn't aware of that. Interesting. There was a trailer? Yeah. Here, let me pull it up. Let me see. The show never came out. Gotham Knights TV show. So the Gotham Knights TV show, it had not, let's get something clear. It had nothing to do with the video game. I don't know why they decided to put out a show called Gotham Knights at the same time as the video game, but it had nothing to do with, it's not even the same. The CW is a prime example of you can't miss what you never had. Like, you don't realize a good inventor has foresight and they understand what the people need before they even know they need it. And then the consumer, you realize you didn't need it until you had it. Now, the reason I say that is, you remember when CW shows were considered good? You know what changed everything? At least in my opinion. What changed everything was Netflix Daredevil. When Netflix Daredevil came out, I need that meme of the Muslim dude again. We all started looking at the CW shows like, what is that? Like, they were good for their time, and then Daredevil came out and it upped the bar for television. And I could argue Daredevil upped the bar for television for a lot of different genres. Like, that was one of those shows for Netflix that was like, yeah, I was like, I can't go back to watch. I was the hugest fan of Arrow and Flash. And then Daredevil came out. I could not watch that shit anymore. I was like, this is kind of bad. I was like, I don't know. But I think it's because the bar was so low. I mean, the same was true with like the Batman Arkham series. And I think that's why a lot of people love it. It's not just they're good games. For those who are young in the chat, superhero video games used to be ass. There were good ones every once in a while, but they were good at best, and most were mediocre. Batman Arkham kind of changed the trajectory of superhero games. Like, you're not getting Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man without Batman Arkham. And that's because they were so good, the quality. Now it forced developers to make good superhero games, because before they were kind of just putting out superhero games and leaning on the fact that it was Spider-Man, it was X-Men. People were going to buy it regardless because Wolverine is in it. Now a Wolverine game is coming out and that shit better be good. So like, there's always something that changes the trajectory of things, and it's always cool to be able to pinpoint. And in terms of television, superhero television, in my opinion, is Daredevil. Batman Begins game was, to me, and if I had to make like a top 100 games, I don't know where I'd put it, but it'd probably be like somewhere near the 100, like the 80 to 100. But Batman Arkham City is like a classic, in my opinion. That's what I'm talking. Like, it raised the bar. Infamous and Hulk Destruction were good as fuck. Infamous was a superhero game, but that wasn't, when I say superhero, I mean like actual intellectual properties. That was an original game, so I'm not going to count that. Prototype and Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Well, Prototype, once again, that's not a superhero game. Also, Prototype's story sucked. Hulk Ultimate Destruction, it was a fun game, but the story sucked. Like, Batman, the Arkham series had everything. The gameplay and the story was good. It was a full package, if that makes sense. Yo, I don't know who any of these characters are. I don't know who I'm looking at. Like, who's this supposed to be?
Paid to break into his office.
I gotta Google this shit. What? See, all the kids. Batman is dead, and a powder keg was ignited in Gotham City without the Dark Knight to protect it. In the wake of Bruce Wayne's murder, he adopted his son, Turner Hayes, is framed for his killing. With the charismatic and hard-charging District Attorney Harvey Dent and the GDCP hot on his trail, Turner must rely on allies, including his best friend and former coder, Stephanie Brown, and unlikely Batman sidekick, Carrie. Who the fuck are these people? The kids of the villain? Why are we looking at this shit? This shit sucks, bro. This shit irritates. What did I just read? Was it Nick? Who? We called in Polka Dot Man. I found the meme you were looking for. I didn't really want to play it. I was just joking. Like, who? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Oh, for all the people that was crying about Final Fantasy, I mean, this is a quick tidbit. The next Final Fantasy VII Rebirth update will address graphical issues in performance mode. Speaking in an interview during his visit to the Philippines, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director stated that an update is on the way to address graphical issues that are currently present in the game's performance mode. While he was unable to share the full details of what the update contains, he did mention that it isn't far from release. Regarding the graphical issues, the director specifically highlighted a problem where facial lighting can make the character's shadows look rather odd in certain situations. He said the upcoming update will address this issue. While he didn't mention anything regarding improvements to the image scaling technique, it will likely be another focus for the update. He stated the studio has received a lot of feedback on both graphics and performance mode. The update that the development team is currently working on is based on aforementioned feedback. If it improves the visuals, cool. I just hope that this doesn't break the game. Because I'm not gonna lie, this is caving into the crybabies. If they update the performance mode and it's no longer running at 60 FPS, it's gonna piss me off. It's gonna be annoying. Because like for me, like I'm playing performance because I don't care that much about the graphics. Like it's crazy to me how many people are crying about the graphics in performance mode. Newsflash, brokies: if you want the best graphics and the best performance, build a PC. You bought a console that's 3 years old. In computer years, that's pretty old. So it's like, to me, I'm just like, I don't know. I hopefully it just doesn't fuck up the performance. If it improves the visuals and the performance, cool. But it'd be annoying if it fucks everything